I would say in the bulk, me,
Okay.
as the general contractor is bearing the most risk.
Bearing the most risk on the project?
We're in a risk management business. You know, I perform projects as a construction manager at risk.
So who's bearing more of it?
It depends. I would say in the bulk, me,
Okay.
as the general contractor is bearing the most risk.
Bearing the most risk on the project?
I would altogether. It isn't. If all the subs were one company, I would say the subcontractors, but you're not. I've got
I see, because you're bearing the risk on every single sub.
of all of them. They have risk individually for their particular scopes of work. If we're doing a job and the water table is 5 feet below, the glass guy doesn't have as much risk as the guy who did the site work, or the guy who's doing the caissons for the job. Because it's the varying nature. I've got that risk for the entire project.
It's kind of what John Dillinger said when he was asked why he robs banks. That's where the money is. So I'm gonna go after the GC with the money, not the subcontractor.
No, he doesn't. He's talking to me directly. He's not talking to him. We might have
If I need a Pierce to go that way because of some other thing, fine. But that's my first line is the GC.
So then they're trying to shift it. Well, that's what's convenient is that relationship makes a lot of sense. But with the legal team and the contracts and the template and the payment terms, they do a very good job. Typically, GCs they're professional, as you mentioned, professional risk managers, right? So if we're subcontractors, installers, right? So I'm not spending all of my time figuring out how to manage risk. My main focus is, do I have the manpower? Can I deliver the schedule? Do I have the materials? So I think that's one of the disconnects in the industry is you have somebody who's really got a stacked deck. They're a professional. And then you're dealing with subs. Now, obviously, we consult legal teams and we have a way of trying to offset that risk. But wholly speaking, it's kind of like you have it's almost like a glass window. It's like, yeah, the GC's there, but a lot of that can easily transfer right over to the subcontractor. And at the end of the day, you're holding the money.
I am.
You're holding the money. So when we talk about risk, it's like,
it's easier to take something from you, so to speak, when I already have it.
Exactly.
And it's the whole nature of retainage.
Yeah. And so the industry is designed in a way where the subcontractor finances the project and arguably in a lot of ways takes on a big part of the risk just because of the disproportionate goals, right? A general contractor in a large fashion is focused heavily on, how do I limit risk in all these areas? I have to execute the project, I have to move the goalposts and achieve a goal. But the next question is, I need to go from here to there. How do I do it in the least risky way?
For us, and as a client, an owner, and maybe I have a capital partner or a lender, whatever, has stipulations on me and how I'm funding you. I think we're trying to shove as much risk as we can to you, and then it just what flows downhill. It all keeps on flowing wherever way it can, right?